Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help. And King of Floors, your vinyl, laminate, and engineered flooring superstore.
It's Friday already. Time flies when you're having fun. Today's guests are brought to you by Langley Chrysler. Get ready this spring with up to $10,500 off Ram Classic. Whether you need a truck or Jeep to haul the family to sports or tow the boat to the lake, you can find it in-store or online at langleychrysler.com. Our first Friday guest from the NHL on Sportsnet, former NHL goaltender, appears on Hockey Night in Canada as well. And he was often on 1040 back in the day.
Big time.
Kelly Hrudey joins us. Kelly, thanks for doing this. How are you, sir?
Good morning, gentlemen. Yeah, good, great memories. 1040, and take me back a little bit. I love it.
Unfortunately, all we have now are memories, Kelly. Hey, Kelly, we're getting used to that in this industry. Mikko Koskinen,
Right.
he gives up 4 goals on 4 shots against the Canucks. Is there a lonelier feeling in sports than going through something like that as a goaltender?
Probably that skate to the bench. That might be even worse than the, I hated that skate to the bench. There's no question about it. It takes about 10 or 12 seconds, and it's a miserable time. And when you take your mask off and throw that ball cap on, that's about as bad also. But 4 and 4, that's hard to do. Like, I think my worst might have been 2 and 2 or 3 and 3, but 4 and 4, it takes some bad luck too. I heard Dave Tippett after the game talking about the bad coverage on the first one, the turnover on the second, then just two bad plays by Koskinen. But that doesn't happen very often, I can tell you that. Not when you're at that level. When you're at the top of the food chain at the NHL and you give up 4 and 4, that's hard to do.
You had so many great outings. Do you remember your worst outing, Kelly?
Oh my gosh! Where do you start? I was of the mindset. I played in an era where I didn't want to get pulled, and so I was more than okay with giving up 9 or 10 or whatever the number would be, but finishing the game with my teammates. So I wasn't one of the guys. I didn't have the mindset where if it's not going my way, just get me out. I remember when I was still doing Sirius satellite radio. I think my partner back then would have been Jeff Merrick, and we had Craig Anderson on, and the goaltender. I asked him about, I think he got pulled recently, and I asked him about playing and sticking it out with your teammates, and he said, no, you know what, if it's not going my way, just get me out of there, and I'll start over again. And, there's no right or wrong answer. I'm just saying that's a way different mindset than I would have had. I remember giving up 9 in a playoff game, and I was happy the coach didn't pull me. I was like, no, I'm in here with the rest of the guys, and you know what? I'm going to fight through like they are.
Kelly, for people who don't know, you do Calgary Flames games as well as what you do nationally. But I just want to get your opinion, and this is our poll question today. Should the Canucks re-sign Travis Hamonic? He's been very good over the past, a little bit of a rough start, very good over the past several weeks. Just your opinion of the job the ex-Flame Travis Hamonic has done for the Canucks and your experiences with him in Calgary.
Yeah, he's a really good player. He's not a star, but he gives you really good minutes. He competes. He means well. He's in the battle every night, and I would definitely re-sign him. I don't know what that number looks like, but I know that he is a guy that is willing to battle and give his all every night. Now, he's a depth player. There's no question about that. If he's on your second or third pairing, fantastic. But I just think he's a quality guy for sure.
Kelly, the big story in Vancouver last year was Markstrom, Demko. Who do you keep? Who do you not keep? Tell us a little bit about Markstrom's first season in Calgary, your thoughts on it.
Yeah, so, there's a lot there. So he came in, and he was absolutely fantastic. There's no question he was the team MVP until that game that you guys will remember versus your Vancouver Canucks and that second period decision in which he came racing out to play the puck. The collision with Tanner Pearson, and he was pulled in that game. I don't know if it was injury related or just play, but he was pulled later that week, and then he missed some time with injury. He came back, and he just wasn't very good. I think personally, this is my opinion, he may disagree. I thought he struggled mentally trying to find his game, and it appeared to me that he cares so much that he put so much pressure on himself. It made it more difficult for him to find his game. And then he's been really good the last little while again. I think that he needed a reset, and now that they're not going to make the playoffs, I think next year will be a really, really big year for Jacob. But I think he had a lot of highs and a lot of lows in the season, not the season that I think he was expecting.
Well, Kelly, let's go over to Demko, and you know goalies better than anyone else, and the development, they take a little longer. Demko did his time in Utica, and here we are now. He gets a big contract, and it looks like he's obviously the guy of the future. Have you been happy with his development in the last 2-3 years?
100%. And I think we did a story on him on Hockey Night really early in the season, something about where he would grind away. When he was still in the minors, he would grind away. He had this routine that was exhausting, in my opinion, getting ready for every game. And then I think they had 3 games in 3 nights. And he thought, forget about that routine. Just come to the rink, drink your coffee, stretch, do everything you need physically to get ready, but just go out and play and don't think about it so much. And I totally agree with that. There's another goaltender that's on the horizon, not in the Canucks organization. I'm not going to mention his name, but there was a broadcast, and they were talking about this guy's preparation, and it's like 4 hours before a game, and I'm thinking to myself, that is not a recipe for a long career, because for a long career, you have to be in a relaxed state of mind. You have to come to the rink. Yeah, you're well aware of the circumstances, and you're on high alert, but you can't exhaust yourself before the game even starts with this so-called routine. Just come to the rink and play and enjoy it. So, yeah, that's my answer about Demko. I think that he mentally made the change that he needed to, and you see the results.
Well, let's continue on the goaltending theme here, although I don't know if we should do that. You gave up 9 goals in a playoff game once. But Marc-Andre Fleury is now number 3 in the all-time wins list. Is he a no-brainer Hall of Famer, Kelly?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, okay, so there's the attitude you need, right? Like, we look at Marc-Andre, and what do we think? Guy has tons of fun. He's serious. There's no question about that, and he wants to win. But there's a guy that understands how to prepare for a game. There is a routine, no question about it, but you don't grind away for 4 hours every single night and then get to third most wins ever in the NHL. You've got to have a particular routine and a mindset that makes you get to a place mentally that you're relaxed enough to play. But, man, he has just had a remarkable career. I'm a big fan. I'll tell you, here's the kind of guy he is. So when you're a broadcaster, and maybe it's because I'm a former goalie, but when I would go to a morning skate and he'd see me, he'd sort of motion, come on over, sit down, sit beside me, and we're going to chat. He makes himself available for 10, 15 minutes. We chat about the game, talk about what's going on. Just a really good person to be around.
What was your pregame routine like, Kelly?
Well, yeah, I only hesitate because I kind of had 2 in the latter part of my career. I had one at home where I really liked to morning skate. I like to get out there. I like to get up early and get to the rink and have about a 15-minute skate. And then, you guys might laugh at this. I would go to an outdoor store, kind of like Mountain Equipment Co-op. In the States, it's called REI. And I'd look at camping gear. I'd look at hiking books and all these sorts of things that would take my mind off the game of hockey. Then I'd go home. I'd have a pregame meal, then a nice nap, and then get ready, go to the game, and just sort of drink my coffee and take my hockey sticks before I'd start my stretching. And stretching was important, so I'd stretch 8 to 10 during the course of the day to get ready. On the road, I hated the skate because I thought it interrupted my pregame meal. So I would prefer to sleep in on the road and go have my meal, have a nap again, and then go to the game and do it all over again.
Did you buy a lot of tents or hiking poles?
I didn't. I ended up buying a lot of North Face jackets and things like that to keep me warm, but that was about it.
Okay, and very quickly, Kelly, I know this is near and dear to your heart. You've tweeted this out, but could you tell us about the More Good Days initiative that you're involved with?
Oh, my gosh. Thanks for asking. Yes, that is my daughter and her husband. That's their new clothing line. It's moregooddaysclothing.com. And the genesis was after she was diagnosed when she was 12 years old with OCD and anxiety. About 4 years after therapy, she came to my wife and I, and she said, Mom, Dad, I'm happy to say I'm having more good days than bad. And so, what a profound statement, right? And, it's what we're all searching for. It's what I'm still searching for. In fact, as I'm driving, talking to you guys, that's where I'm going. I'm going to see my mental health specialist to make sure that I'm on the path I need to be on, and I'm not ashamed of it. I go every Friday and have for a few months now, and so thanks for bringing it up. I'll leave you with this also, so more good days. But there was a thing I was texting with Ron McLean a few years ago, and we're talking about mental health, and he left me with another profound statement. He goes, inner peace, what a quest. There you go.
Yeah. Wow. And if people want to check it out, Kelly, where do they go?
Yeah, moregooddaysclothing.com, and they have a new shipment in. They have all sorts of new products in, and I really appreciate the support.
Yeah, the stuff looks really, really nice.
Kelly, can I get this? Yeah. Kelly, in year one of Team 1040 back in 2001, my best hire to this day was getting a guy out of Victoria to come over to Vancouver in 1040. That guy's name was Rick Ball.
Oh, yeah.
Best hire I ever made. Just a great guy, and I'm so happy to see him doing well on the national front.
Oh, yeah, he's awesome. He's a dear friend of mine. I work every Flames broadcast with him, and we in Calgary are very, very fortunate to have a national broadcaster doing the regional games.
Yep.
We could do 2 hours with you, Kelly. Thanks so much for this. Appreciate it.
Gentlemen, thank you very much.